आई विश आई हैड इजी सॉल्यूशन एंड जब कभी भी आपको इसका सॉल्यूशन मिल जाए मुझे दे देना साहब। इसके बारे में हमने एक किताब लिखी है, विजडम ब्रिज। It started with in 2012. The idea emerged in 2012 to write a book on family life, raising children, role of parents and grandparents, and other friends in the community. One of our friends' daughter came to visit. Then I was in Chennai, in Madras. I asked her, "Beta, kab shaadi karoge?" She was by then already 26, 27, something like that. I said, "It's high time you should get married." Then she said, "Uncle, I will get married when I'm 32, 33, like that." I said, "Good." Then I asked her the next question. "Whom do you like the most in your family?" "My grandmother." Then promptly I asked her another question. "When you have your children, would they have grandparents left?" Start calculating, I say. When you marry at 33, you'll have children perhaps. When you're 34, 35, if God wills. You delay too much, you may not even have your own child. You might have ended adopting others to their luck. When you have a child at 35 and your child turns teenager, you will be menopausing. Teenage hormones in the house, boiling with anger, and you with irritability and all kinds of depressions because of menopause. What becomes of the house atmosphere? A house full of disturbance. And then later on, when your child needs some comfort and there are no grandparents, who will solve that problem? The grandparents are very, very important in one's life. You are saying that they don't want to live with parents. Forget about grandparents. Another example I was sharing with her was that in the absence of grandparents, this wisdom that they transfer, unspoken wisdom, how to sit properly, how to eat, how to speak, all those behavioral things, they don't learn. Be you a family from Jainism or Sikh or Muslim or Hindu, doesn't matter. Some rituals we transfer to children. They end up learning those disciplines. Their disciplines their mind. Purpose is only one, God realization. Disciplines are various. That's okay, and we respect them all. Sharing the example of Amazonian forest, where most of the youngsters are moving away from the forest into bigger cities. Villages are left behind only by the old people. And old people carry the knowledge with their fathers, their grandparents, their great-grandparents transferred to them. In the absence of youngsters in a village, how can they transfer that knowledge? Impossible. So, I think humanity overall is heading towards extreme shock. What is not passed on from one generation to next generation, it will be completely lost. It will be clueless. And certain things are there which you cannot learn from Google, cannot learn from internet. From Google and internet, if anyone has learned any good thing, I doubt it. A lot of bad things they are learning. Their private rooms have become their own enemies. Nowadays, people say, oh, the outside world is very bad. I cannot send my daughter outside after 9 o'clock. If I agree. But then there are more dangers lurking in her own private rooms. You don't know what she's doing in the room. And when we give so much of freedom, the basic moral foundation is destroyed. They become very selfish. They become very arrogant. And when you tell them not to do things, you become their enemies. There's another reason why they want to run away from families. Extreme selfishness. Moreover, adults also are to be blamed to a certain extent. We end up buying them all kinds of fancy things, even before they ask for it. You tell them, please, better don't use phones. But we all use phones, keep it under the pillow, and go to sleep. How are you going to convince them not to use the phone? If adults begin to somehow display a lifestyle is pure and simple, I was saying Pakiz and Sadhgi, purity and simplicity. When they do this worship together, be it bhajan kirtan or be it namaz or be it meditation together in a house, it creates an atmosphere which they learn. If they go outside, even for a day, they say, oh, I'm missing that atmosphere. Let me go back home. I can do this worship with my parents, with my brothers and sisters. So to me, what can bind a family very strongly is this foundation of spirituality, where when we close our eyes and see the consequences of our action before we act, then you will perhaps stop doing what you were going to do. If I run away from my mother, my father, think over it. I experienced once a tragedy. I can't name names here because they are all over Abhiyasis also. Very closely related in my own family. बहू आई 2 दिन के बाद बोली कि उनके घर में मैं नहीं रहूंगी. तो बेटे क्या हो गया? I can live with my husband, but I will not live with his parents. ऐसे इसमें पूरा क्या है रहना? तेरे को खाना नहीं बनाना पड़ेगा. तो शांति से तो रहेगी. No, but I want to enjoy life. And why did you get married? So this is the mindset. And this is not just today. Sometime in 1948, our master, Guruji, he wrote a letter to one Abhyasi. The main problem of a new daughter-in-law coming into a house is from both sides. अपनापन. जब तक अपनापन नहीं होता है, she will live like a guest in the house. तो मजा नहीं है. तो अपनापन establish करना है from both sides. This is my daughter-in-law, not just daughter. This is my daughter. And daughter-in-law has to understand this is my new family. I must cherish this family. I must love this family. If she cannot do it, please don't think of marriage.